Sinister stories.
The Web of Retribution. In the quiet suburban town of Crestwood lived a man named Ethan. At the age of 35, he was a brilliant computer hacker, using his skills to navigate the intricate labyrinth of the digital world. However, his talent came with a heavy price. Estranged from society, he lived a reclusive life, confined within the walls of his childhood home. Ethan's basement lair served as his sanctuary, adorned with state-of-the-art equipment and an array of computer screens that illuminated the dimly lit room. The world outside his doorstep was a mystery, his only companions the hum of the servers and the glow of the monitors. But one fateful night, his actions would bring forth a malevolent force that sought retribution. As the clock struck midnight, Ethan hunched over his keyboard, delving into the depths of the dark web. His hacking prowess had made him notorious, feared by those who crossed his path. But in his thirst for power and control, he had become blind to the consequences of his actions. On this particular night, Ethan stumbled upon a mysterious computer network, a labyrinth of encrypted files and hidden secrets. Intrigued by the challenge, he unleashed his skills, bypassing every firewall and encryption with ease. Unbeknownst to him, he had stumbled upon the virtual lair of a formidable adversary. As Ethan delved deeper into the network, a message appeared on his screen. It was not the usual taunt or challenge he received from fellow hackers, but a chilling warning, a message from the owner of the computer network itself. The words were accompanied by a video feed, revealing the face of a man cloaked in darkness. He spoke with a voice that dripped with malice, his words laced with a promise of vengeance. The man revealed himself to be William Dalton, a victim of Ethan's hacking endeavors, now hell-bent on exacting his revenge. From that moment on, Ethan's life became a twisted game of cat and mouse. William taunted him with messages, each one more chilling than the last. He infiltrated Ethan's own network, leaving behind traces of his presence as a grim reminder of his omnipotence. Ethan's paranoia grew with every passing day. He no longer felt safe within the confines of his basement sanctuary. His once mighty skills seemed futile against the formidable adversary who seemed to anticipate his every move. As the torment escalated, Ethan's grip on reality slipped. He found himself haunted by apparitions that emerged from the shadows, ghostly figures that resembled his past victims. Their eyes bore into his soul, filled with accusation and despair. He questioned his choices, his actions, and the consequences they had wrought. Sleep eluded him as nightmares of his own digital realm consumed his every moment. The lines between the virtual and physical worlds blurred, his own existence melding with the digital landscape he had long inhabited. In a final act of desperation, Ethan sought redemption. He reached out to his estranged family, revealing the depths of his regret and the horrors he had inflicted upon others. Their forgiveness was tentative, their love mingled with caution, but they offered him a glimmer of hope, a chance at redemption. Armed with the realization of the pain he had caused, Ethan hatched a plan to confront William. He delved into the dark web once more, seeking the tools to dismantle the network that had become his prison. Ethan and William met in the virtual realm, their avatars locked in a digital battle. Lines of code clashed, and digital landscapes crumbled as their powers clashed. But beneath the virtual facade, a deeper truth emerged. A shared pain, a mutual yearning for redemption. In a moment of clarity, Ethan pleaded with William to break the cycle of revenge. He implored him to use their skills for good, to protect the innocent rather than prey upon them. Their battle shifted from one of destruction to one of understanding, a shared mission to right the wrongs they had committed. With the power of their combined skills, Ethan and William dismantled their virtual kingdoms, erasing the traces of their past transgressions. The virtual landscape crumbled around them, its power fading into nothingness. They emerged from the digital realm, forever changed. Ethan, now aware of the impact of his actions, vowed to dedicate his skills to protecting others. He sought atonement, using his hacking prowess to dismantle criminal networks and expose corruption. The digital world became his tool for redemption, and he embraced it with a newfound sense of purpose. As for William, his vendetta found closure in the realization that revenge was an endless cycle of pain. He chose to walk a path of redemption alongside Ethan, using his knowledge to protect those who might have fallen victim to the same fate he had suffered. And so, the paths of the reclusive hacker and his vengeful adversary converged, entwined in a shared journey toward redemption. Their stories serve as a reminder that even in the darkest corners of the digital realm, there is the potential for light to shine and transform the shadows. The Haunting at Moonlight Manor. Beth and Mike were avid horror enthusiasts, their shared passion for the macabre leading them to host a popular podcast called The Dark Hour. Their episodes delved into the mysteries of the paranormal, captivating listeners with spine-chilling tales. In search of their next thrilling adventure, they set their sights on Moonlight Manor, an infamous haunted hotel shrouded in darkness. The dilapidated building stood at the edge of town, its crumbling facade a testament to its sinister history. The stories surrounding Moonlight Manor were whispered in hushed tones. Disappearances, unexplained phenomena, and restless spirits trapped within its walls. It was the perfect setting for an episode that would send shivers down their listeners' spines. Beth and Mike arrived at Moonlight Manor, their excitement tinged with apprehension. As they entered the grand foyer, the air grew heavy with a palpable sense of unease. The dimly lit corridors echoed with whispers, and the portraits lining the walls seemed to follow their every move. The couple set up their recording equipment in one of the rooms said to be haunted, the infamous Room 213. It was rumored to be the epicenter of the hotel's paranormal activity, a place where guests had reported seeing shadowy figures, hearing disembodied voices, and feeling an oppressive presence. As the night fell, Beth and Mike delved into their investigation, their microphones capturing every creak and whispered breath. They ventured into the hotel's darkest corners, guided by the tales they had gathered and the chilling atmosphere that enveloped them. Strange occurrences began to unfold. Objects moved on their own. Disembodied footsteps echoed in the corridors, and the temperature dropped to bone-chilling lows. The couple's excitement mingled with a growing sense of dread, as if Moonlight Manor itself sensed their presence and reacted to their intrusion. In room 213, the couple experienced the full force of the hotel's malevolent energy. Beth's hair stood on end as she felt an icy hand brush against her cheek. Mike's voice trembled as he attempted to interview the spirit said to haunt the room. In response, an otherworldly voice whispered cryptic messages, taunting and threatening them. The couple's skepticism began to waver, their rationality clashing with the mounting evidence of the supernatural. Shadows danced along the walls, their movement erratic and menacing. They realized they had unknowingly stepped into a world where the line between reality and the paranormal blurred. As their investigation intensified, the couple's mental and physical well-being began to deteriorate. Dark circles formed beneath their eyes, and sleep became an elusive luxury. Nightmares plagued their restless minds, filled with twisted visions of the hotel's haunted past. Beth and Mike became consumed by their quest for answers, their obsession leading them down a treacherous path. They ignored the warning signs, the whispers that echoed in their ears, the scratches that appeared on their bodies, and the feeling of being constantly watched. In their desperate pursuit, Beth and Mike uncovered the tragic history of Moonlight Manor. It had been a site of unspeakable horrors, a place where a deranged hotel manager had conducted twisted experiments on unsuspecting guests. The souls of the victims were said to wander the halls, seeking justice and revenge. The couple's podcast became a platform for the spirits' voices, a way to expose the truth and bring closure to the restless souls trapped within Moonlight Manor's walls. But their efforts had unintended consequences. The spirits became enraged by their interference, their wrath turning against Beth and Mike. As the haunting intensified, Beth and Mike realized the danger they had willingly placed themselves in. They frantically sought a way to escape Moonlight Manor's clutches, their sanity hanging by a thread. The malevolent spirits closed in, their ethereal forms twisting into grotesque apparitions. In a desperate bid for survival, Beth and Mike raced through the labyrinthine corridors, pursued by the vengeful entities. The hotel's layout seemed to shift, trapping them in a never-ending nightmare. They pushed their bodies to the limit, fighting against the mounting terror that threatened to consume them. In a final act of defiance, Beth and Mike broke free from the hotel's grip, gasping for breath in the cold night air. The couple emerged from Moonlight Manor forever changed, their experiences etched into their souls. They vowed never to underestimate the power of the supernatural again. The Dark Hour released an episode documenting their harrowing encounter at Moonlight Manor, captivating listeners with the terrifying tale. But for Beth and Mike, the echoes of their haunting experience would linger, a constant reminder of the darkness that lurked beneath the surface of their own reality.